Hey, how's it going, everybody? Welcome to Mission San Jose. We're just on the south side of San Antonio here, and this is one of the 5 historic Spanish missions here that you can visit here. Talk about the San Antonio missions here. They're going to start a movie here. I don't know if I want to watch the movie or just go into check out the site here. We viewed some. We were just at Mission Concepcion, and now we're in Mission San Jose, and it goes all the way down to San Juan and Espada. And then, of course, the Alamo makes up the 5th. And so, I'm sure most people have heard about the Alamo, but just like me, I didn't, before 10 years ago, I didn't realize there was 4 other Spanish missions down here in San Jose. Or San Jose, we're at Mission San Jose. We're in San Antonio. There's 5 other San Antonio missions that you can visit. And they got a nice visitor center here. And it's free to visit, as far as I understand, and they got restrooms and a movie you can watch. It gives you an overview of the whole thing. But I'll try to do the same thing here as we walk through here. Chris, hey, good timing. Yeah, you made it just in time here. We're at thanks for tuning in, Chris. We're at Mission San Jose, and we're here on the south side of San Antonio. We just went to Mission Concepcion, so if you missed it, you can check out the reruns there. To me, this one, Mission San Jose, is the most intact. It has, you see the wall, and the Alamo used to have a wall around it like this too, but it was destroyed. They're playing taps right now. You hear that? Well, thanks everybody for tuning in. I just wanted to pause while they were playing taps. And we just missed the bells. The bells chimed at the church at noon. I was rushing to try to get the camera ready. We rushed down here and we just missed it, but hopefully we'll hear the chimes of the church bells ring again. We just started after noon here, Central Time Zone in San Antonio. And look, and you see what I'm talking about here. I'll show you. They got a nice metal scale model of what this whole thing looks like. We're at Mission San Jose here, San Antonio, Texas. And see, they got this outer wall which will protect their gardens and stuff. Then they would build the church, which is that. We'll go over there. And they have a grist mill and a little aqueduct, and like the creeks over there. We're near the San Antonio River. And to me, this is one of the most well-preserved of the 5 Spanish missions here in San Antonio. It goes back to the middle of the 1700s, 1750s is when they built these things. It came from the Spanish colonial culture that came up from Mexico. And, part of San Antonio, including the Alamo. And look how you can go inside. You see how the residences would ring the interior courtyard that they could use for gardens and protection. And then you would actually live within the walls here. Isn't this amazing? You can go right inside here. And hopefully I'll maintain my connection. I got to be careful when I go in these walls here. I'll keep an eye on my streaming rate here. But hey, Roxanne, Alvin, Annette, thanks for tuning in. Sharon, thanks for coming on here and catching some of this. Yeah, I think it's a noontime thing. They must have, they rang the church bells first, and we missed that. And then they did taps. And so we'll wait for this. I know there's people in there. I don't want to see if we. So we'll go back and look at this. Well, you see how you can go right inside the wall here. They got doors all along the side of the wall on the interior. This is the Mission San Jose. They got the ovens outside, or you could cook outside. You see over there, and this rings this whole interior courtyard. Let's go over and check out the church here. So we'll be able to circle back, and they talk about the ovens here. Mission San Jose. Here's a nice artist rendering of what this used to look like in the 1700s. Look at this. Yeah, take your two sons here. That's nice. Yeah, the doors are nice too. You got to watch. I got to watch. I got to make sure I don't hit my head because the door heights are not as tall as we're used to here in modern times. But look at the, see, here's where we entered. We were just in this corner here, and we'll go ahead over to the church here, and you see how they use this interior courtyard, and here's the gardens, and we'll head up to the Mission San Jose church here, which is right there. Hey, we got beautiful weather here. Couldn't ask for a better day. We're like upper 60s. You see there's not a cloud in the sky, and light breeze here. We got palm trees. I hear it's getting cold again up north, so it's a nice time to take a trip. You see some of the evidence of the buildings that used to be here. Hey, they're riding bikes right through here. Look at these doors. I know you get these again, the outdoor. And remember, you know, in the summertime, people in the South know this. You don't want to cook and heat up your house in the summertime, so you would cook outside. And even people lived in the North, you would have a summer kitchen in the summertime because you didn't want to heat up your house. And the nice stone walls are like natural air conditioning. You know, I remember being in Colotlán, Mexico, the state of Jalisco, on the north side, north of Guadalajara. We went to some of those churches that go back to the 1500s, and you go inside those thick stone walls, and it's like natural air conditioning. They would have a opening at the top that would draw the hot air up the top, and they knew how to build them back then. It was like going into a cave because the walls were so thick. Here's the backside of the oven here. There's the gift shop. We found the gift shop. You go inside one of these doors. There, look how nice that looks. Hey, thanks everybody for tuning in. Welcome to Mission San Jose here, the convent. Is that the convent? Yeah, convento.
I guess the roof's gone.
The roof's gone?
I guess so, yeah. That's what this structure is there. I was wondering what that was. Isn't that a convent?
Yeah, in front of you are the remains of the convento, which provided housing for missionaries and lay assistants. In 1785, the convento had 9 rooms, 5 upstairs. Reconstruction, Benedictine monks, 1861. But this goes back to 1785, Mission San Jose. And you can walk there. I remember the beautiful shadow lines you get from those arches. And we got bright, beautiful sunshine, severe clear, which will be a beautiful day for filming here. Yeah, look at this well. Look at this well. Let's go check out these grounds here. These arch stone walls here. Yeah, check it out here. Look how nice this looks. We're literally like 15 minutes south of downtown San Antonio. That's how close this is to the Riverwalk. And you just drive down. There's actually, the road's called Mission Road, and it'll take you right down here. And so they still have mass here. This is a functioning church. I guess I should take my hat off. Look at this door. Look at that. Look how the light hits this door. I love these Spanish colonial style, architectural styles. This kind of Baroque. Yeah, you could store the dry goods in the ground. That was a good way to do it. That's the way they had to do it in the old days, before refrigeration, you know. And you found ways to, yeah, store things underground, can things, and, you know, look at that. Look how you can look through those arches there. Thick stone walls. So I'll do my best to live stream. We'll see if I can maintain a connection. I'll and then you step down here. We'll go inside the Mission San Juan here, and I'll kind of go quiet. I did take my hat off here, and they got the decorations here. Look at this. Welcome. Please remove your hats. I removed my hat. See, look. And hey, they got the Christmas tree. Look at the inside of the door here. Look at the thick. See, I'm starting to, my bit streaming is starting to come down a little bit, so I'll have to be really careful here. And if I cut out, I'll go back out until we maintain a stream here. So bear with me. We're doing the best we can to maintain. Look, they got the monk. Yeah, it looks like it's carved stone. It looks like it's carved stone. It's not really marble. Let's go back out and look at it here. Let's I'm in the way here. So here it looks like it's some type of stone, and somebody's marked in the heads there. It's actually some type of carved stone. I don't think it's marble. I don't know what type of stone it is, but it survived since the 1700s. Here, Our Lady of Guadalupe. Sandstone, yeah, it's probably sandstone. So I'm doing my best to maintain my connection. I saw it came in and out. Look at this beautiful window. Look at that window. So here's the altar. Here's the altar of the church here. This is Mission San Jose, just south of San Antonio, Texas. Hopefully I'm streaming okay. This is a UNESCO World Heritage Site. It dates back to the mid 18th century, 1700s. And they still use this for Mass. And I hear the angels singing across the way there. Let's see if we can catch out where this chorus is singing here. You hear that? That's amazing. Look at these doors. Where's this chorus coming from? Look how people marked in the door. Yeah, inspiration. Look at that. Look at this beautiful architecture, historic architecture here. So look how you have to step up above the door, and look at this hand carved wooden door. You got to step up and over. There's somebody singing choral music. Did you hear? Is there any? I don't know if they're just piping that in or not. Look at this carved stone. Yeah, look at that. Wow.
They imported that. They didn't make that here.
They imported that?
I would think.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I don't know if they quarried that here. Yeah, people were asking what kind of stone that was. It's like a sandstone, or? Look at the facade here, Mission San Jose here. Is this San Juan or San Jose? I forgot. San Jose, Mission San Jose. Here we go, yeah. Did you hear it? Did you hear the angels? Yeah, I wasn't dreaming that up there. I couldn't find where the... everything's pretty well preserved. I mean, it's amazing, yeah. I'm talking with my dad about what kind of stone this is. We're trying to figure it out too. And if they might have brought this here from further south and imported it in here. They would do that. But look at these thick walls. You see where we're at here. We're at I guess this is the eastern end of the whole area here. And yeah, everything's really well preserved. I'm trying to stay in the shadows here. There we go. Look at that door. Just the thick doors. You got to step up. Look at that circular window. And let me back up to get the full facade here. We'll try to back up here. I'll have to get into the sun. It's okay. We'll get over this way. We won't be filming right into the sun here. And look, here's some evidence. They used to always put the graveyards in front of the main entrance. So you would actually walk through the graveyard, like you'd walk past the people in the graveyard going into the church. limestone. I bet it is limestone. You're probably right, and that's how they could carve it. But look here, I'm backing up so we can get the full tower in here of the Mission San Jose here, National Historic Park. That's where we're at here, just south of San Antonio. Look how nice that looks with this clear skies. And it's so nice you could just go in there and tour it. Part of American history, and think of the indigenous people that used to live here too, you know, and that was what this whole thing, they were trying to convert the indigenous people to Christianity. That's why this is here. And also, you know, think about Mexico and the mestizo population, Our Lady of Guadalupe. It became a hybrid culture. It was a mix of the Spanish and the indigenous culture that became a new thing all into itself. And the Spanish eventually abandoned this. Why were the Spanish here? Well, I was talking to my father about this. You know, just like all the old colonial empires, they would claim vast territories that they didn't control back in the age of exploration. And so Mexico claimed Florida, even up to the Carolinas, the whole southern part of the United States, what is now the United States, including the western part, including Texas. But they didn't control it because it was very thinly populated by colonial people. It was heavily populated by indigenous people. Until the French sailed down the Mississippi, Lafayette sailed down the Mississippi, and Lafayette came back and tried to establish a French colony at the mouth of the Mississippi River. He got blown off course, couldn't find the mouth of Mississippi, so he established a failed French colony along the coast of Texas somewhere. The Spanish noticed that. That's why the Spanish came up in the early 1700s, around 1710, 1720, and tried to establish missions in Nacogdoches and the Behar area around San Antonio. They retreated from the Nacogdoches area and retreated back to this area of San Antonio, established these 5 Spanish missions so they could stake their territorial claim to Texas as part of their empire. They tried to convert the indigenous Caddo, and there was other Native American tribes and nations down here at that time. That's what this was. This was their mission system. The same thing they did in Mexico, they tried to do up here in Texas. But they eventually abandoned and retreated from this area when the French retreated from Louisiana. And then that's why by the time the American population got to the Alamo, it was largely abandoned. These were abandoned by the Spanish, and the indigenous population kind of still lived it, but these kind of became ruins. And then they new cultures would use them again later. Isn't that amazing? You know, it's just eminent domain for the king. You got it. Yeah. Angel. Michael, thanks everybody. Thanks for tuning in. And if I'm missing anything, if you want to add anything, historical thing that I left out because my brain leaks, you know, feel free to, you know, we'll talk about in the comments. And, you know, it's the legacy of, but I just, you know, we all learned the colonial history from the British perspective. They left out a lot of this Spanish colonial stuff. People in Texas learned it, but you learned the Texas version, which had a lot to do with the Alamo. And I didn't know all this existed too until I started getting interested in the Melungeons. The St. Augustine is the oldest colonial settlement in contiguous United States. Of course, Santa Fe goes back as far almost as Jamestown, and we forget about that, you know, and colonial history came from the south as well from the east. You know, and here it talks about the church here. Maybe it'll tell us what this stone is here. The carvings of the rose window collapsed in the 1870s. They repaired it. They don't tell us what the stonework is. Look at this artist's conception. So they used to paint. Look, they painted all these tiles on the side there, and then there's a door up there, a door up there. So that's what we're looking at. That's the actual historical relics there, and it's pretty intact, almost what it was like back in the Spanish colonial area. Look at that. Oh, St. Augustine is beautiful. Yeah, and that's why, you know, we have St. Augustine, we have San Antonio, we have Santa Fe. You know, of course, we have the remnants of the names like Los Angeles, San Diego, San Francisco. You know, and so, you know, the Spanish colonial influence did have an impact on our modern day cities, and it's in the names. But they said at one time there were more people from the Spanish colonial culture living in Texas than California, even though we associate San Francisco, Los Angeles, you know, San Luis Obispo, all those places in California. It was still sparsely populated back in the Spanish colonial era, before the Americans had the Mexican-American War after the Alamo. And that's why the United States was hesitant to recognize Texas, because they knew we'd have to fight a war with Mexico, which eventually happened, you know. And so here it talks about the mill and the aqueduct. There's a working mill here that they restored, and shows how they added grist mill here. The mill at Mission San Jose was the first in Texas, built in 1794. It was a part of the effort to add wheat to the traditional Indian diet based upon maize, corn. Helped establish Mission San Jose, part of San Antonio community. Structure here today was built on the original site in the 1930s, so they restored it. And you can go inside this thing, and sometimes they're actually using it. Sometimes the water flows and they tap into the water, but it looks like it's not working today. We lucked out. We were here about 10, 12 years ago, and they were, I think I have some footage. I'll have to dig it up, where we went inside. They were actually running the mill with the water, which was nice, but I guess they don't have it running today. But here, welcome to Mission San Jose here, south of San Antonio, Texas, one of the 5 Spanish missions along with the Alamo. And this is the grist mill here. It's illegal to teach history in Florida. I know. Remember when I talk about there's several versions of history, and even history's political, because what do we say? History's told by the victors. It's the version of history the victors want to tell, and it's the myths we want to tell about ourselves. And sometimes you ask the perspective of history from the people that have lost. It's different than the history of the people that won the battles, you know. And this goes back to Roman times, European history, indigenous history, the history of the indigenous people, African history. It depends on who's telling the history, from what perspective is the history, you know, what you want to emphasize, and the way you want to tell it, you know. And that's the battle we're still having today with the culture wars, which is right so hard for me to talk about this stuff on social media, because people are like, you lie. Look at this. So they're not running it today, it looks like. But here you can see where the water comes in here. So here's the, I guess when they divert the water, it runs down here, and
this is the way out.
This is the way out. So it drips down, okay, this is the water coming out of the grist mill, yeah.
See where it comes in?
Yeah.
The chute over there.
That's it, yeah.
And it spins that wheel, and
Look
up
at it.
above is where the stone is.
Did you get above there?
Yeah, you can go in.
Okay, good. I'll go
And
check it out.
You can see the big tub outside.
Yeah.
Where the valve opens up and lets the water in. I guess they couldn't run it all the time, so they wait till it filled up.
Yeah. Wow, this is amazing. Look at this. Look at this. So here, let's see if we can go up and get inside this thing and show you what it looks like from the inside here. Hey, the grist mill. Here it is. Okay, good. So yeah, we were lucky. One time we came here, there was a guy actually running. I guess let's see, where does the water comes in over here. Let's go around here. Let's go around here and look at it here. So this is where the water comes in, right? Okay, so
the valve down there at the bottom.
So they can open the water chute here, and the water can flow by, and then it flows. They open that gate there, which lets the water, and then the water fills this thing, which creates pressure, and then they can open that at the bottom there and let water in, which turns the wheel, right? Yeah, and then it pumps up and down, and it grinds the wheat. That's nice. Huh? Here's the mill. Yeah. After powering the mill, the water was conducted through the lower ditch to irrigate the fields. Oh, that's interesting. So here we're in. Oh, they got the millstones over there, so we'll check out the millstones. So if you just joined, we're in Texas. We're down here south of San Antonio of America, the state of Texas, commemorating the Centennial Texas Independence, 1836-1936. After the Alamo, there was probably a bunch of resurgence of interest in the history of these missions, you know, and they actually probably used public works money during the Great Depression to restore all this when they invested in the park services. And here's the millstones, the millstones here. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. You felt, yeah, that's a nice song too. Out west, town of El Paso, you fell in love with the Mexican girl. That's a nice lyrics to the song there. It's nice, yeah. But here we are. We're on the back of the Mission San Jose. Look at these thick walls. Look at these ruins. Look how it's been weathered. These stone walls have been weathered by the rain over the years and kind of melted down. Look at that. Or maybe they capped it off. It looks like they capped it off with concrete. So they capped it off with concrete to try to preserve the wall. So that's what that is. It's not erosion. Yeah, you stick your head through the hole. But here's, I guess some of the gardens went over that way. Here's some of the walls. Look how you can just walk through these ruins here. Yeah.
The reason they had music playing in here, that's an active church, and I think they want to remind people.
That's good. That's nice, yeah. I took my hat off. It's beautiful in there, yeah. And yeah, the old engineering is great. The wheel and the power of water to grind wheat. It was very important, you know. Look at these walls here. Yeah, she's going inside there. So that's a restroom. That's a woman's restroom. They repurposed this. There's modern restrooms inside the old stone walls here. Isn't that nice? They got a water fountain. That's nice. Hey, I'm gonna get a drink of water here. Yeah, it's working. Gotta wet my whistle. Well, here, let's check out some of these. They have some displays on the inside here. Let's see what they got here. So again, we're still inside the walls here of Mission San Jose. Yeah, they got some old maps here. Look at these old maps. Wow. Here comes a helicopter. Let's film this helicopter coming right over Mission San Jose. It's going to come right above us here. You see this? You hear this helicopter? There's a lot of military bases around here, so I don't know what this might just be a traffic helicopter, but it's a helicopter coming right over us here. Can't escape the sounds of modern life. Yeah. Look at this map, yeah. Wow, look at how what is this? 1565 map. Paulo Ferlani's 1565 map. Look how much the world was mapped in 1565. They had continent of Africa. They thought Australia was still part of Antarctica. Look at that. They had pretty much South America and North America, but they didn't know the interior. They knew the rivers, like they didn't know where the Mississippi went, and they thought the Colorado went this way when it really went this way. But, you know, even Europe was a little messed up. India, they knew all the Maldives. Here's the West Indies, which is Indonesia. But look at this map here from the Spanish colonial period. But they knew all these islands, you know, and they looked. Tenochtitlan, which became Mexico City, was in a lake, and yeah, this map's nice. Look at this old. What is this? 1565 map of the world as they knew it, Spanish colonial times. Look at this, and they got the little enclave there, teaching with the stone. Yeah, this shows the artist rendering of the relief around the door there, and that's you know, a lot of the Spanish missions would have that. They would have this really detailed gate with the statuary, the finely engraved wood, and you know, it's very Baroque style architecture. It goes back to the 1500s. And there's the plan, the elevation, and that shows the dimensions. There's an actual architectural rendering by the Historic American Building Survey. They surveyed it so they, in case this ever got damaged, they could they knew they had a record of what this looked like. Yeah, thanks for tuning in. Look at this. Look at that detail. There, let's go around here. Let's check out some of these other. Let's see what's some of these other. All around here, they interspersed. They got these little side displays where you can go inside the wall here, where people used to live and have storage rooms and stuff within the walls. Here's one of the gates you can get out. Let's see what it looks like on the other side here. Shows you the walls about, I don't know, 10, 15 feet thick. There they got some of the weep holes there. They added the electricity. Look at the doors. Go right into the archway here. Oh yeah, lots of Spanish influences, a lot of French influences. You know, so the colonial influences didn't just come from Britain. You know, there was three major colonial powers vying for control of North America, and the British won out. And the French, you know, were defeated during the French and Indian War. The Spanish declined. You know, we heard about the Spanish Armada. And that was the battle between England and Spain. They were rivals. Sir Francis Drake would always raid the Spanish galleons and try to steal their gold, which is why they established St. Augustine. And so hopefully I won't lose my connection here. Look at this historically restored fireplace here. We're within the walls here. See, they got the timbers here. They got the shelving here. Let's see, we streaming okay? If I lose my connection, I need to get this door you can go through here. Look at this. 1792 to 1824, secularization. Yeah, they eventually the churches they would call it secularization, where they would let them run on their own. And look at this. Shows you how much in disrepair this it was true ruins here for a while, where it was completely abandoned. And revolution remodeling, this whole thing here. Look at this outlet in the wall. They got air conditioning. The last days of the mission's dome. So I guess that dome eventually collapsed, but they restored it. Yeah, there's all these displays in here. I like the fireplaces here. So let's see what else we got here. I can't get through there, so we'll go back this way. So we just joined. We're in Mission San Jose here. We're checking out some of the displays they got inside the walls here. Still streaming okay? Good. Yeah, sometimes it gets hard when I get in these thick walls. Here's a traditional bedroom inside these walls here. And this reminds me of Pee Wee Herman's Big Adventure when he went inside the Alamo and he took the tour. Now my stream back here. Hold on a second here. I'm trying to get the stream back. I'm in a shadow zone here. Here we go. Now we're getting it back. Look at these like flying buttresses. They have these flying buttresses type stone structures holding up the wall here. There we go. Hopefully I got my stream back. I might have cut out there for a second here when I got inside these stone walls here. But here I'm trying to show they got the traditional clothing. Here they got the traditional clothing, I guess. Look, they got a wash basin. There's the kitchen table here, restored. There's a stove. Look at that cook stove. Look at that traditional cook stove right there. You could fire underneath there. You have the big oven, and then you could fire for individual cooking. You got the table here. A nice here. Look at that. Is that streaming okay? That's the church we just went in there with the dome and the gardens. Yeah, tequila. Remember Pee-wee Herman's Big Adventure? When I was at the Alamo, I brought it up. I couldn't resist about Pee-wee's trying to find his bike in the basement of the Alamo. Of course, there's no basement of the Alamo. Just like this, there's no basement. But makes for a fun movie. But look at this scale model. They got a whole scale model of Mission San Jose there. Look how nice this looks. And so we're over on there, but arrow makers, soldiers and guards. They got other. But look at this giant vault. There's so I guess that's why the flying buttresses are on this portion, because they got this giant vault here, and there's the doors here. It's very cool. Natural air conditioning. It feels really cool in here. I wonder what it's like on a hot day, if it's actually cooler in here because of the thick walls. Look at that fireplace, and they got the thing on the ceiling here. We're in Mission San Jose. Isn't this cool, Chris? I'm glad you're seeing this. Thanks for tuning in. I appreciate it. Hope you had a happy holidays as everybody else, and enjoying the end of the year here as we head into the new year. I'm enjoying my time here with Dad, and we're touring these sites. We'll head back to the Riverwalk later tonight and get dinner. But look at this look at this vista coming out this door here. So look at this. This is just like a postcard here. We're inside this vault here, inside the wall, and then you can head right out this wood timbered framed door. Look how thick these walls are. You see how thick these walls are? And you got this beautiful view to the Mission San Jose facade here, this church. It's still an active church here. This goes back to the late 1700s, and a World UNESCO Heritage Site right here in the state of Texas. So it's not just the Alamo. Don't just remember the Alamo, remember Mission San Jose and Mission Concepcion and Mission San Juan. And then there's another one even. Look at these little wood porches. They got the nice trees. You can sit on these benches and just admire the vista here. There's those flying buttresses I was talking about. They're holding up those thicker walls. Hey, look at all these people out here on this beautiful day with their families, just enjoying the little outdoor stone ovens. Look like little igloos, but they're outdoor stone ovens. Look at this well. I get this well here. Yeah, San Juan. There's San Juan and San Jose. So we're at San Jose. I know I get it confused. I sometimes I say San Juan when I should say San Jose, but we're in Mission San Jose. There is a Mission San Juan, and then there's a Mission Concepcion, and there's the Alamo, and then there's a fifth one. But,
see where that first over that side door that you look in there, there's a stairway that goes up.
can you go up that?
No, you go in there and look how the steps are made.
Okay.
They're on a pole and they're carved, and everyone is the same.
Well, hey, I'm gonna go look at that.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. So you gonna stay here, or you?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll go there and I'll come right back. Well, good. I was just talking to my dad, and he said if you look in the side door, there's a stairwell, and so we'll get you nice images of the facade here from this side, and then we'll look in that door to see if we can see those stairs. You see how they had to replace the dome? So the dome used to exist, and then it collapsed, and they had to replace it. That's why it's a brighter color than the rest of the stone. But look, the bell's up there. That's the bell tower. And when we got here at noon, the bells were ringing. We missed that, but we got taps. They did taps at noon. And there was a battle when we were at Mission Concepcion. There was a battle that predated the Battle of the Alamo. Jim Bowie was there, and it only lasted like 30 minutes, but it was like a precursor. It happened in 1835. It was a year before the Battle of the Alamo, and it was kind of like the first battle for Texas independence from Mexico. And I didn't know that either, you know. And there was, of course, the Goliad. There was a major battle there where people died, and you know, here you could see some of the. See how they had a plaster on the outside, and that's where they painted those Spanish tile patterns there. And here's that stairwell my father was. Look at that. It says "Do not enter," but look how it's made out of wood, and see how there's a central post, and it spirals around. This is a 18th century spiral staircase. And let's see if we can look up in here. Let's see if I can get up in here. Sometimes my gimbal doesn't cooperate here. Let's go up here. Look at that. Look at that going up there. Would you want to go up that staircase? Look at that. It's like going into a cave. I can't even get my camera out here. Look at that. Do not enter. Do not enter. Yeah, I don't know about Parker. I know that there was some early settlers that were on the disputed frontier. You know, of course, they were probably squatting on Native American land, or what, you know, was they thought that they had the right to settle, but the Native Americans didn't agree. There was a Parker family that was attacked by Comanches north of here in the early 1800s, and a woman named Parker, she was kidnapped and adopted into the tribe, and then eventually later they recaptured her, and she had tattoos on her chin from the Comanches, and she as a child she was bilingual, because, you know, she had a Native American family that adopted her after, you know, her original family was killed. And it was the frontier was a brutal, rough place. And that's actually how Quanah Parker, who founded the Native American Church, his mother was a woman like that, and he took his mother's name. His father was a Comanche chieftain or leader, and he was, you know, he stayed within the Comanche culture and founded the Native American Church. Look up Quanah Parker. But he took the name of his mother, who was Parker, and she was from the American culture, and they were on the frontier, you know. And I don't know if that's what you're talking about, but, you know, there's you know, one thing leads to another, you know. Dad's giving me good info. Dad's got good reconnaissance. He gets around, and you appreciate him tolerating me doing this live streaming when he's like, you're talking too much. I said, I know. Got to fill in the dead airspace. But look at this. Mission San Jose here, National Historic Park, San Antonio, Texas. Look how nice it looks with this beautiful 65-degree plus day here. We got just beautiful weather. Yeah, I said I got that as a backup. I could be a substitute history teacher. And sometimes I get it wrong too, you know, like I think I have it right in my mind, and I'll listen to the reruns and I'm like, man, I said that wrong. You know, I said the wrong date, or I got it confused, or said, like, I was in front of the Alamo yesterday, and we drove. I was driving down I-10, you know, it was kind of hairy driving and stuff, and I'm all tired from driving, and, you know, and we got to the Alamo. And instead of saying Jim Bowie, I said David Bowie, which, of course, David Bowie's the British singer. Has nothing to do with Texas history. And people probably see the reruns. You said David Bowie, you didn't say Jim Bowie. But people knew what I was talking about, because somebody said that they got their first Bowie knife at the Alamo. And that's nice. Yeah, we can fool us. Fool me once, shame on you. And if you fool me, you ain't gonna get fooled again. Look at it, they're having they're doing a selfie shot there. They're doing some TikToks right there. What's this helicopter? Chris, this helicopter keeps following me all the time, everywhere I go. Look at that. But look at all these doors around the walls. It's just amazing how this interior space here, it shows you really how there were missions like this all over Spanish colonial culture. I bet you can go to Philippines and find stuff like this. All across North and South America, wherever Spanish culture, they would leave stuff like this behind, you know, as they tried to establish, you know, their empire. And then, you know, like all empires, they wax and wane and just leave the relics behind, you know. And it shows you why Texas was able to be established as a republic. They were seizing the areas of the nascent Mexican nation that they couldn't control, because their empire was too vast and sparsely populated, except for the indigenous people that lived. And then even the indigenous people was pretty sparsely populated by 1836, because of European diseases decimated a lot of the Native American populations, which had been going on since the 1500s, for 200 years before that, you know. They're on to me. They're on to me. They're looking for me. They've been looking for me all day. Look, there's some cactus. There's some cacti that are growing on top of this roof. Let's check out this cactus. Show you we're in Texas here. We're on the edge of the cactus. And you see these kind of agave type plants here. Grow some tequila. Here, look at this cactus. Let's check out this cactus on top of this roof. I don't think they want to lit this. This is going to destroy this roof when all this plant matter gets it starts the rotting wood becomes the foundation for the plants here. This is interesting. Look at this. Would you like this for here's a green roof. This is an original Spanish colonial green roof right here. Look at this. Got cactus growing up here on top of this tin roof. How does that happen? Hello, how's it going, Ellis Gender? Cole, Lisa, thanks for tuning in. Yes, it's for the game broadcast. You're right. I guess that's a big deal. I forgot all these bowl games. We saw University of Oklahoma people were all around the Riverwalk last night. I posted, you could see on some of my TikTok reruns, the OU band, University of Oklahoma band was on one of the San Antonio riverboat boats going down the canal there. And I'm looking for Arizona fans. There's got to be some Arizona fans in town because that's who's playing in the Alamo Bowl this year, which I think happens tomorrow night. We're getting out of town before then. I noticed I didn't realize why the hotels were so expensive tonight. They were more expensive than last night. It's because people were starting to come in town for the Alamo Bowl. So maybe the Riverwalk's going to be a massive party tonight. We'll see what it looks like. But here, look at Mission San Jose here, National Historic Park. Let's go check out the visitor center. Dad's making his way over here. It's so nice. We can all along all sides here. We got wells and little outdoor ovens like that, where they could cook outside here. And people lived in all the edge of this wall here. Yeah, that's good, Michael. Yeah, do your own lives. That's great. I'm glad. The same thing as me. I got inspired by watching all the New York live streamers and people like Vic Cohen, and yeah, we're starting a whole new generation of live streamers. Look at City Walking Girl taking off. She was live streaming before I was, and I'm glad she's finally getting a good following, which is great. She deserves it. She's been live streaming longer than I have, and does such a great job. And you can do it, Michael. Other people, even Grim Evil, he's live streamed from Joliet, and Chris can do it too if he wants, and you're right there almost at 1,000, which is great. I don't know why City Walking Girl was able to do it at 800. That's how TikTok works. Sometimes they noticed a lot of people checking out her site, and they said, and then once you start live streaming, you can gain followers really quickly because people scroll by and they're like, hey, Chicago, somebody's live streaming in Chicago. And but here we're down in Texas. It still confuses so many people on TikTok. I spend half my time explaining why I'm in San Antonio, not in Chicago. I'm like, come on. We're free to travel around the country. Park closes at 5 p.m. But here, let's check out this visitor center here. What time we got here? We got 12:50. Dad and I got to eat lunch here at some point. And thanks for tuning in. I know you guys got other stuff to do too. You can always watch the reruns. Let's check out. Dad, you want to check out this visitor center? Or you want to get lunch, or what do you want to do? Yeah, let's check it out. They said they have a movie. They had like a 20-minute movie. I didn't want to do that right at the beginning, but yeah, escape route. Yeah, it'd be interesting if there was an underground tunnel. You think they, with this wall. And that's what happened with the Alamo. It was a siege, and they got trapped inside there. And they got surrounded by Santa Ana, and they fought to the end, What's up? Yeah. Oh, okay, good. I know. Okay. So, we'll wrap this up here. We'll go inside the visitor center. And thanks, everybody, for tuning in. I'm going to wrap this up. So, we'll be on TikTok later tonight. And here, let's check out the tree here. Hey, look at this tree laying down here. Look at this. Okay, well, thanks everybody for tuning in. I really appreciate it. And well, here I'll go kind of quiet. My dad said I was getting annoying. I think I was annoying him. You got to appreciate how annoying it is to have someone like me just yammering on, talking to a live audience. And it's even worse on TikTok, because I think I was really annoying him last night, and that's why I cut it off so we could, I'm used to going solo, and it's not, it becomes like, I'm ignoring him, and I don't mean to be ignoring him. I want to just fill in the space here. But here, we'll show what this visitor center looks like. Look at this. Yeah, they got of course a gift shop, park store. You get funny stuff about the Alamo Museum here. Like, they got these cutouts. Look at this. The soldiers, the artisans, the people of the missions, the Indians. Am I still streaming okay? Okay, good. Thanks, Alvin. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in here. And we'll just end it here at the... you got to come here and visit yourself. I appreciate it. And thanks for checking it out virtually. Sometimes that's the easiest way. I'm happy to do it. San Antonio Missions. There's the Rangers. They got a theater over here where you can watch the movie here. I guess they got a 20-minute movie. And yeah. 7 minutes. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'll wrap this up, and then we might sit and watch this movie, and I'll try to film the movie, but I'll start a new live so you can watch it without having to go at the end, and it'll probably give an overview and a better history than I did of this thing. So I'm going to wrap this up. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in, and if I do another one, I'll just film this movie, and then Dad and I are going to have lunch, and I'm starting to annoy him, so I got to wrap this up and spend some time with Dad. So I appreciate everybody. Thanks for tuning in. And yeah, I don't know about the horses. Yeah.
Welcome to San Antonio Missions National.
So they're making an announcement here.
The next showing of our film, Gente de Razón, People of Reason, will begin in 5 minutes.
5 minutes. So 5 minutes.
If you're interested in this
So I'm going to try to film this movie if they let me. But yeah, the Spanish culture brought horses to America. The original horses that the Apache and the Comanches used were feral horses that escaped from the Spanish culture, probably with the wars between the Aztecs and the Incas and the Mayans down there in Mexico. The horses that escaped, and they became feral, and they migrated north, and the Comanches and Apaches discovered them and learned how to ride them independently on their own. They were introduced by the Spanish. They're not indigenous to North or South America. And then the Apaches and Comanches cultures changed with the horse culture, and they became expert horseman riders and breeders. And they did it all on their own. Isn't that amazing? And then so when we fought, the Spanish first fought the Apaches and Comanches. Remember, the Spanish are the ones that named Geronimo. It wasn't Americans. That was his Spanish name that the Spanish gave to him. And then they fought the American culture. So we'll wrap this up. Mission San Jose. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. Appreciate it. And we'll be on TikTok tonight, and I'm going to film this movie. We're going to get in here and watch this movie, and I'll probably just be quiet and film the movie here. So thanks, everybody. I didn't even try Mexican accent. It's like me. I'm just as bad. I know I'm horrible with my Spanish. But hey, thanks, everybody, for watching. Have a great day, and we'll see you here in a little minute. I'm going to film this movie here. Mrs. San Jose, San Antonio, Texas, thanks for watching, being a part of it. Sam, thanks for tuning in. You can watch the rerun here. I'm going to stop this. If you just tuned in, we're going to start another one. I'm going to film this movie here. So thanks a lot. Have a good day. Thanks, Ellis Jenner. Talk to you later. Thanks, everybody else. Have a great day.